what you just heard was a guitar solo of our newest released song, which you can listen to in its entirety at silverrust.bandcamp.com. Listening is free. You can support the band by buying the download. And of course, here, let me take a moment to, appreciate and thank you for all the Patreons supporting this channel. And I think I should make these songs available for download for the Patreons as well. But for now, just go ahead and listen to it on silverrust.bandcamp.com. I'll wait. You listened yet? It's not enough time passed for you to listen to the whole song. Anyway, I'm just joking. So what I want to tell you about this song, two important things, and I'm gonna show you the riff. But the two important things to start out with, this is the first song that we recorded with the band. So recorded together with the band in the same time on the studio floor. So the drums, the bass, backing guitar, backing organ, we all played it together at once in the studio, and we recorded that take. We did 2 takes. This is the second take we chose to keep. And then of course I recorded the guitar solo here at home, and the organ player did the same thing. So this is something that we've been wanting to do for a long time, because I think this band is, consists of so many great musicians. Everyone is great. Everyone is better than me, but everyone is, just an awesome musician, not just on the instrument, but in general. So, this is the band to record live on the studio floor, and we could finally do that. And it was sort of a test. It really went well. So this is how we'll do it in the future. We have a couple of other original songs we've been planning to record, and this is how we will do it. Now, the other important thing about this song is that this is the first song we wrote together as a band, because if you remember Roller Coaster and Insatiable, both you can listen to on Bandcamp as well, even though there were a group element to it, it was really a song that, Roller Coaster, our singer wrote, Insatiable, I wrote at least the music, the lyrics is by our singer, but those are almost completed songs we brought down to the rehearsal space, and then of course everyone added their own thing to it, and it definitely enhanced the song, but the end product closely resembles the original idea and structure of the song. But it's not the case with Out of Hand, because we changed it around a bunch of times. I think that's the 3rd or the 4th version of the verse, and the riff originally was something like what you hear in the bridge, so before the organ solo, but then we completely changed it around, and I didn't even write most of it, so that came from the band, and definitely better than the original idea. All right, so we're in the key of F sharp. So this is the main riff, and like I just said, this wasn't the original main riff. It was something like that. It's not a great riff, but we started jamming around with the song, and maybe the only thing that was or that remained from the original version was the chorus, but let me get to it in due time. So first of all, the new riff we wrote together with the band, but it was kind of based on something I tried to do with so it's in a way it's a little bit of Bloodsucker. So this would be Bloodsucker in the key of F sharp. So basically I tried to use the idea where you go in up on the blues scale, so 4th blues note and then 5th up to the 7, but you're not coming down on the same notes, you're just going for your tritone, for your blues note, down to the minor 3rd. So that was sort of the idea of Then the other sort of thing is that verse lick from Red Bad Blue, but that goes up, that would go up to it. But sort of the same idea, that this is what I wanted to. But the big difference is I'm starting on a downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. While so it's on the downbeat. While Red Bad Blue, yes, Red Bad Blue and Bloodsucker is on the upbeat. I might have come up with most of it, but I distinctly remember it. That was maybe our singer or bass player, definitely not me. It's a cool part, just not something I would write, but I'm glad they added it because the riff really needed that. Now, you know, if I come to think, there's one more song it resembles. So, Still of the Night by Whitesnake. But that wasn't actively in my head. I just figured it out a little bit later. Now, and that's basically, so the riff is. F sharp, A. This lick from B, A, B, C, B, A. F sharp, E, walk up to B, and then an A chord. So I think it's probably twice, and then the chorus is kind of coming from, see if you can spot what I'm thinking of. So, to me, it's sort of the idea from Living Wreck. B, D, and now the way I slide up to E, I only slide up to the octave, not the full power chord. I let my ring finger go from the D string and mute the D string with my index finger. Riff variation. C sharp notes. Now the reason I play that B up here, because if I play it on the electric guitar and play it down here, these scratching sounds has some harmonics ringing, which sounds weird, so sounds better when I play it here. And then there's one more thing in the song. The bridge riff that came out of the original riff. And then we stop on a C note, which is the tritone. Tritone, the blues note of the F, minor pentatonic or minor scale. And again, I think maybe our bass player had the idea of, hey, let's stop on C. That's really diabolical, kind of a little bit of Black Sabbath-ish flavor. So that's mainly the song. What else is there? This solo, but of course you've seen the tab in the beginning of this video, but maybe just one thing that there was, like I said last time when I talked about the song Insatiable and the solos for Insatiable. I showed you 3 different iterations of the solo. I'm not gonna do it this time, but I originally had a different solo which I kind of jammed around with live and rehearsals. But you know, when we started recording this song, I was like, yeah, I think there's a better solo to this, and I kind of came up with this rather quickly. And the main idea was to be more in sync with the drum and or the drums or the drum beats, and do it with pre-bands. So it's not, I'm pre-banding it but not picking, so it doesn't make any sound. Pick it and then release. It's a little bit more difficult on the acoustic. So pre-bands is what this solo is about. And yeah, so the original solo, I had that funky idea, and I'm gonna look for a live recording. I think we have one, which is funny because I mess up the end. That is the other point I wanted to make. But turning the dial back to the beginning, so the chord progression behind the solo is the chorus. So B, D, quick E, and then basically F sharp. And what I started doing is we start on the B chord and then start with the B minor pentatonic, even though we are in F minor. So I'm not starting with the F minor pentatonic, I'm starting with and then I get to the F minor pentatonic when the backing arrives on the F chord, which is power chord. So that was my idea, because Blackmore used to do this when you're on your 4 chord, maybe your 5 chord as well. You just, you know, he borrowed notes or played that pentatonic sometimes, not all the time. But for example, in Smoke on the Water, there's the solo is in G, song is in G, solo is in G, but he plays C minor pentatonic ram. And then comes back. So gets to the G natural minor and then back to a pentatonic, but this part so that is C minor pentatonic. I guess you could look at these notes from a G perspective, but I think it's easier to look at this as a C minor pentatonic. So this is what I wanted to do with this song. It kind of lended itself to it very nicely, but I think it was a little bit of a simple solo, maybe too simple for what I wanted here. And then I'm gonna show you, and it will make much more sense. And then the last thing, my mistake from the live record, if I recall correctly. So the end of the solo is so basically there's the harmonic minor of the F sharp, so F sharp harmonic minor, and I rarely play the harmonic minor in F sharp. I guess most of the songs, what are the songs I play in F sharp? Mistreated mainly, but my point is in the beginning when we started to play this song, it needed a little bit of adjustment for me to you know, get it under my fingers how to play it in F sharp, because I'm not a scale based player, I'm more of a caged bass player. So get down. So get this run, it needed a little adjustment, and I did screw it up once or twice live, little bit embarrassing, but you know, if we do it confidently enough, people will believe that you're adding a little bit of a jazz to your sound. And I think, you know, Blackmore said this, I think Stewart told me this in his interview, but I maybe read it somewhere else as well. If you make a mistake, repeat it a couple of times and people will think it's intentional. Some other people have said this as well, but definitely Blackmore as well.